Rocky to take over our point guard needs, and but everything seemed to fall in place. And I think the real testimony to Dr. Buss's success has to do with the fact that he understood how to delegate authority and power to people who could make his franchise what he wanted it to be. So that would have been Bill Sharman, Jerry West, and Pete Newell. Those three guys, he gave them the reins because he knew that was one thing that he didn't know that well. And they were the basketball minds that he trusted, and they did an awesome job. That's how we got Showtime.
And speaking of giving authority to Jerry West, we have Jerry West live with us now from his home in Bel Air. Jerry, thank you so much for being with us, and I know this has been a very emotional day for you as well as the rest of us.
Well, Jim, it's been kind of a crazy day. My phone hasn't stopped ringing all day, and obviously I didn't want to take very many calls. I was well aware of his condition, and I visited with him before he passed away, and it was a sad day for me, as for many Laker fans. You know, I probably knew him uniquely different than the players and the people he hung around with, because we spent so much personal time together when he bought the team. It was the thrill of a lifetime for him to win. And I know that just being around him and knowing what he wanted as an owner made it a lot easier for all of us to work for him. He wanted a high kind of flying team. He wanted to change the concept of sports into sports and entertainment, which he did. And I'm not sure that all the leagues have not benefited from his vision and what he hoped to accomplish. He's left a giant shadow over the city, over the league. I don't think we'll ever see an owner again like him.
And of course, Kareem was just talking about, Dr. Buss, delegating authority, and that was really one of his strengths, giving you the authority to do whatever you thought the team needed to get done. Right, Jerry?
Well, Jim, I'd say we developed again a unique relationship, and it was a lot of fun because he had such an interest in the game itself. He was truly a fan. And he knew that the only way to sustain something was to go out and be a risk taker. He was the ultimate risk taker. When he bought this team, people thought he was crazy for what he paid for it.
And LA is its showcase. Here, conspicuous consumption reigns supreme. Through cars and homes, clothes and jewelry, wherever you look, people display their success. Or the illusion of their success. But what role do blacks play in what appears at first glance to be a giant ATM machine? Hollywood is not long on history, so I want to talk to a veteran of the business, someone who's witnessed how it's changed over the past 3 decades. One of the most talented actors today is Samuel L. Jackson. He's fitted me into a busy day in a voiceover studio in Santa Monica. All right, gang. Despite the fact that so many of the individuals who run Hollywood are very, very liberal, is there still institutional racism here?
There's so many ways to answer that question. The direct and honest answer, I guess, is yes. It is. Only because Hollywood is anti-anything that's not green. If it doesn't make money, they don't be bothered with it. So, therefore, it's difficult to get a movie about Hispanics made. It's difficult to get a movie about blacks made that doesn't have to do with hip-hop, drugs, and sex. Movies aren't being made by artists anymore. They're being made by businessmen that count billions. I mean, they ask questions like, how many explosions are there? Are there any tits? Any tits in this movie? Is that a chick? Can we see tits? So, you gotta answer those kind of questions, They're not talking about, wow, is it a great story? They don't care. They're asking questions that have nothing to do with our business. It's business. It's all about business, so.
Do you think it's important to our people and to the progress of the race, as Du Bois would have put it, have so many excellent A-list actors? That seems to be unprecedented in our history in Hollywood.
For a very long time, the people that were in power were, white men. And and they saw a story, the people in those stories were white men or specific kinds of white women. As we get younger producers and younger people in the studios, we have a generation, there's several generations of people who have lived in a society now that have black friends, they have Asian friends, they have Hispanic friends who do a wide variety of jobs. So when they look at a script, they can see their friend Juan, or they can see their friend Quan, or they can see their friend Rashan. Right? So all of a sudden, you got a different look in the movies as they reflect the way that they live their lives.
Okay, given that green is the most important color, that's what you're saying, rather than black. How do we change that? I mean, long-term vision, in a real way. I mean, one more NAACP boycott doesn't seem like, to me,
Every time they get involved in Hollywood, something strange happens. You know, I think it's kind of like when they were protesting, Color Purple was like, well, what the hell is Steven Spielberg doing directing Color Purple? All right, and then everybody was like, well, he paid for it, so you got right away directed. And then all of a sudden, like, well, why didn't nobody from the Color Purple win Academy Awards? Well, number one, you told us not to, you shouldn't have even been messing with it. So why are you talking about that now? Or why weren't there any black people nominated for Academy Awards? Well, let me see, we had Booty Call that year, and who you want nominated for Booty Call? which actor? Ice Cube, Bernie Mac, who you want? So get over it. So leave us alone. Let us do our thing.
to be successful, a big budget film has to gross as much money as the GNP of a small African country. And that's just for one film.
Just want to take it down a little bit more.
Every decision a producer or director makes, from who stars to the number of car crashes, affects the difference between profit and loss. A film like this one, Daredevil, has a production budget of $80 million. So, according to Hollywood accounting, it needs to gross $225 million just to turn a profit. How do producers make these decisions? What role does race play in the process? Why can't even one African American greenlight a film? I decided to ask a man who can. I'm in Malibu to meet the man who greenlit Daredevil, the head of New Regency Productions, Arnon Milchan.
I'm Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Skip Gates.
Hi, Skip.
As one of the film industry's most powerful producers, Milchan has a comfortable seat at Hollywood's high table. Oh, nice house.
There is a filming going on next door.
Okay. Even in this exclusive neighborhood, you can't escape the film industry. What are y'all doing?
We're shooting a Alicia Keys video.
Ah,
What are you guys doing?
BBC PBS documentary.
Oh, you are? What's your documentary
Called
about?
The Feature Black America.
Oh, really?
And I'm Black America, so glad to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you, too. Is this your house?
No, it's Arnon Milchan.
Oh.
He produced Once Upon a Time in America, Brazil, LA Confidential,
Yeah, he's Mr. Regency.
Pretty Woman,
Yeah.
The Negotiator. And your budget. Yeah, they're making a film.
I know. Not about me, I hope.
Hi, it's a pleasure. I'm Skip Gates.
Arnon Milchan. I apologize I kept you waiting.
No problem. I was just enjoying.
Overdressed for you?
No, not at all, man. You look great. So, first of all, what percentage of films open? I mean, are profitable in that sense of open?
I would say maybe 3 out of 10 are profitable.
3 out of 10, okay.
3 out of 10. Maybe 3 or 4 break even, and 3 or 4 lose money.
Okay.
That's what you need to stay alive and build.
Right.
And if you have less, you're dead. So you want, so it's hard.
Now, the A-list actors, what percent are A-list, what percent superstars?
We have to define what is an A-list is anybody who gets over $10 million, I guess, right?
Okay, right. A superstar is 20 million?
Gets 20 million, and out of the 20 million, who are really superstars, I would say probably all combined are maybe 10 people.
10 people.
10 people, 12 people that I would say yes to anything they want.
Right now, the black superstars are who?
Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Sam Jackson,
Halle Berry,
absolutely.
Chris Tucker.
Absolutely. Chris Tucker, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy.
Well, why do so many black people say that there's institutional racism in Hollywood?
I found a lot of European or French actors say that Hollywood is racist because practically no Frenchman can get a part because of their accent. And I found, with the exception of Arnold Schwarzenegger, nobody with a German accent who has ever, it's an endless thing. I think that when people are upset that they're not doing well, they find a million reasons. Do I think that socially there is no discrimination? No, I think there is, of course there is racism. I mean, I'm Jewish, I know there is problem. I'm asking, I'm saying that in front of the camera. Why is it that in my company, the only couple of people were African American?